Goeiemorgen, good morning.
Goeiemorgen.
And to my Capitolian friends away. Guys and girls, this morning we chatting a bit about Tauranga. Um, it's not just another. I've been accused this week by a lady that it's a senseless video.
What?
A previous one, she didn't understand what the point of the video was.
What did we talk about?
I can't even remember. But
I mean, it was senseless.
no, it wasn't. Actually, I actually thought we had good points there. She said it was senseless.
Okay, well,
Okay.
whatever.
All right. So another senseless video this time of Thursday morning. Another 30 minutes of the answer. All the way from Tauranga, our hometown. This morning we're chatting about Tauranga and the challenges of Tauranga.
And just to give you an idea
And the
of what
good
it's
things
like
and
to
the
live
bad
here.
things. Yep. So Tauranga has got a very diverse population, to be quite frank. You have any type of nation living here. And I can proudly say we've got any type of nation living here. And they're all living in rather peaceful, except the Sikhs. They had
The who?
the Sikh Indians. They're not Sikh. They had a sword fight yesterday.
Oh, I saw that, yes.
A sword fight in the mall. They were angry at each other and they had a sword fight in the mall. Only one guy was taken to hospital.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So.
Yes. Our grandkids are in the local school here. We live in Welcome Bay. And any nation you can think of is in that school, and they all get along so well.
Yeah.
They all struggle a little bit with the English, but they all get along very well. And I must say that the teachers really go out of their way to make everyone feel welcome.
So the English is not so lekker. So yeah.
We feel so welcome.
So yeah, sometimes on this island you just run out of English. It's one of those things. So
yeah.
You can't help it. It just happens.
Why did we choose Tauranga?
I actually chose Tauranga.
I know.
Against all her better wishes of staying in Wellington and
Napier. I would have been in
Napier
Napier.
And you like every little town, and I thought, geez, I can't see myself living here. But anyway, I actually liked Napier as well. But then when we arrived in Tauranga, it was middle of the winter. It was the night was very windy and rainy. But the day was actually not a bad day. We walked there on the beach, on the main beach in Maunganui, and I saw this little, small towel lying there, and it had two new iPhones on. And I couldn't understand why would the towel lie on the beach with two new iPhones on, until I saw there in the sea the two little heads sticking out. And that's when I thought, geez, I would like to live in this place. I could just see myself in South African Durban Strand, and the two cell phones not lying there anymore within seconds. So yeah.
We drove around the country extensively to try and figure out where we would like to live, and I'm glad we chose that.
Yeah, I think of all the choices that there was, Tauranga is probably the better choice of the lot. I'm not taking any other town down,
no.
Please. That's not my idea this morning.
What I like most about Tauranga is that it's so central. You are 200 kilometers from very nice places.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Auckland's not that far.
No.
Auckland's 2 hours drive.
Hamilton
is just over an hour. But all the other places around, if you really want to go.
So you're really in the center, and all the other places are reachable very quickly. And it is really beautiful. The area, Bay of Plenty, Walks Bay, is a really beautiful
one thing that caught my eye when we arrived in New Zealand was we drove somewhere in the North Shore. And I kept on crossing water, and I kept on crossing water. And this made me feel good. I don't know why. I can't, until today, I can't explain this feeling to you. But the amount of water that I could see by just traveling a short period of time, that made me feel good. And the same with Tauranga. Yeah, it is an inconvenience to travel all the way there just to get over the water. But I'm glad they didn't build a bridge right over here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have had way more traffic, and we couldn't have seen the water.
The downside of that is that if I need to go shopping for whatever, an event or whatever, it takes me the whole day because it's half an hour to the one side where you need to be. Then it's 20 minutes to the other side. Then it's 20 minutes again. So it really takes a lot of time to get where you want to be.
You don't think the fact that you are shopping for the whole day, and you
No.
go around and look at everything.
Sometimes I just think, no, I don't actually want to go anywhere today because I know it's going to be 3 hours before I get home again.
Yeah, well, you can just sit on the stoop and look out and see all the places. So, yeah.
But it is because the suburbs are so divided by water, and it takes you a long time to
talking
get to
about
them.
suburbs, we actually don't have real bad suburbs. We've got
No.
about 2 smallish suburbs that I won't say go and buy in.
The thing
But
with
the rest,
New Zealand is Tauranga the same. There are good and bad areas in every suburb. So, like in Welcome Bay, you get your really good areas, and then you get scruffy areas as well.
Yeah.
But you get that in almost every suburb.
I just want to put this out to the South Africans in South Africa that's currently tuned in. You don't get areas that's a no-go where you will be hijacked, murdered, raped, robbed, raped. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about areas where there could be a gang member living there,
or they don't look after their property so well.
Or it's what they call government housing. That was the other areas. They don't really worry about the houses because government is supplying this. So,
but
good morning to Vanita. Good morning to everybody else that's saying good morning here.
With regards to shopping in Tauranga, you can get almost everything that you're looking for in Tauranga. You don't need to go far.
There is 1 or 2 drawbacks, like we don't have a Costco, for instance.
Yeah, but
I'm just putting that out. Or a Mighty Ape, one of these places. You don't have one of that. So,
but it's not like I really would go buy from.
I'm just putting people once. Some people drove all the way from Tauranga to go buy a Costco every month.
It makes sense.
But that is them. Should we have a Costco? I can't think why not, actually. So, yeah.
But everything you are looking for, whether it's craft, whether it's boats and cars. And
the other thing is the island is so small, whatever we need, you can get within a day or two.
The online shopping in New Zealand is next level, that I can honestly say. Sometimes I will order something today and it will be at the front door tomorrow morning. Especially
fishing gear. If you order fishing gear before 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's here tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Then another thing about Tauranga is there are plenty schools, a whole lot of early childhood centres.
That's a big thing, eh?
Yeah.
PCE centres.
I think it's kind of law, I don't know, that there should be one in every suburb, and sometimes there are more than one. I don't know.
I think there's about 20 in every suburb.
So many early childhood centres.
And then old age homes.
Is Tauranga more expensive for food, groceries compared to Auckland? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I haven't been to Pack and Save in Auckland for a while. But we've been to a New World the other day. I've been to a New World.
It's the same.
I couldn't think that it was cheaper, actually.
No,
I thought some of the stuff was overpriced.
It looks almost the same. I know that the fuel is more expensive in Auckland than it is anywhere else.
I mean, they scrapped some of that fuel taxes now.
Oh, okay. So
but
maybe
still the fuel is more expensive down there. So
Vanita says that New Plymouth is more expensive. I think it's probably the further you go down and the smaller the town is, it's probably
one of those things.
If you look at Awakuni as well, it's a small little town.
Awakuni is a tourist trap.
But it's expensive. It's really expensive.
So she says probably because Tauranga has a port, so it's about the same. Now the port is an interesting thing. They are trying to increase the port size, and they're getting a bit of kickback or feedback, or the local iwi doesn't want to increase the port really. So it's a bit of catch-22 situation. It would do us so good if that port can be increased.
We have got a large port.
I think we've got the largest port in New Zealand, if I'm right.
Yeah, is it all the containers that comes to Tauranga before they are distributed?
No, some goes to Auckland as well and so forth. But the thought was to bring all the container ships down here and then distribute them. But there's a lot of kickback on the getting more land, or not to say kickback. They don't want to give us more land.
And then when you go down to the mount, to that part of Tauranga, it's a very laid back kind of living.
It's like a holiday vibe.
It is lovely. The main street in Mount Maunganui is always
What's that
vibey.
spot in South Africa where everybody always went to?
I don't know.
In Durban, that area near Durban. You had this spot in Manzamtoti.
Oh,
Very
I know.
much in Manzamtoti. So.
Lots of really nice restaurants, lots of boutique
Mm.
kind of style shops.
Not somewhere you would go ever, hey?
The hot pools are the beautiful hot pools.
Yeah, that's something else. They
Yeah.
take seawater and they heat it with water that comes out of the earth. It's like a heat exchange.
It's really nice.
It's
And
really
the beach, the Mount Maunganui
Oh, yeah.
beach is really beautiful. And then
I think that's a world-class beach. If you can think about that.
and then also you've got the Mount,
Yeah.
Tauranga's
The Mount, our mountain.
Our mountain.
Our
You can
mountain.
walk up and down the mount. You can walk around the mount.
And so
It's
forth.
it's not a hard walk if you go around the mount, and it's really beautiful, beautiful sightseeing. Yeah. So we really love Tauranga. We every time we go somewhere else, we think, will we be able to live here? And then,
wherever you live, I would say you're about, a worst case scenario, about 20 minutes from the ocean. Within 20 minutes, you can be somewhere on the beach. So if you are
in Tauranga,
yeah, but probably somewhere on the beach. Just Otumtai, those areas down, yeah, they can also pop through to the mountain. There's no issues there.
But everywhere you've got these parks that's next to the lakes
water,
and the ocean. So on a Sunday in summertime, it is a really nice place.
Yeah, if you want to go anywhere,
filled with
go
people.
early. Go early.
It is really nice, yeah. And then of course we've got Pilot Bay, which is where the cruise ships dock.
They dock there, and plus you can, if you've got sailboats and those type of things, that's where they come. And the guys with the jet skis, they launch down there. So yeah, stuff is happening in Tauranga. And I see sometimes the citizens revolt a bit. We had this council of us charging us $200 per year now just to launch a boat here. And yeah, well, we signed petitions and we had online fights and Facebook and 2 days ago the council decided it wasn't that good an idea to charge people to launch boats.
So is it for free now?
That's now back to for free. I got an email yesterday saying they're going to give me money back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, good on them. So, yeah. So at least some things work if you are complaining enough. So I don't know how much you should complain, but yeah, that happens. So
yeah.
The one thing that, let's talk about the negative. The one thing that sometimes gives me a bee in my bonnet is the roadworks in Tauranga. They just love roadworks and they love putting cones everywhere.
It is horrific. Yeah. I think since we arrived, almost 8 years ago.
Yeah, they've been building on one stretch of road, and
it is a non-stop roadworks.
Well, I had a family member who was in roadworks, and he used to say you should never finish the roadworks, otherwise you work up all the work for your kids.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Maybe that's what they do.
Yeah, Brian just saying, but in December, January, all the valleys pitch up. Yep, the people, the Jaffas, as we call them here.
Yeah.
They come and they enjoy Tauranga as well.
Yeah. And I think Tauranga is like the Hartenbos of New Zealand. It is the holiday destination.
You think so?
I think
there's still a lot of let's talk out of the holiday destination. There's still a lot of massive industries in Tauranga.
They are.
So I reckon we're probably on between 150 and 200,000 people. I haven't got the faintest idea because I couldn't find that anywhere.
And I know that a lot of companies in Auckland moved their sites to Tauranga.
After Jacinda closed down Auckland, every time that there was a COVID
it was
scare.
Difficult for them to survive. So a lot of the big companies, construction mostly.
And the job factory moved here now.
Moved
big things like that. So
it is expanding even more. And I don't know if housing is a problem. I've got no idea what the rental market is.
I haven't got the rental market currently. But even with us expanding, I can see a lot of new things happening. Like the roads they are busy building into the new state highway from Papamoa side. So that's a good thing. That is slowly but surely. That was supposed to be already 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Was that on the cards?
Yeah.
But it is happening now. So that's a good thing. It is happening. It just takes some time. So
Anita is talking about the markets. That's not so great. Tauranga's got a Saturday market at one of the local schools in town. It is.
That's a farmer's market.
It's a farmer's market.
You've got to be right there.
It is nice to go there, but yes, it is.
But it's all this. Yeah, but that specific market is more for people that have their own bok choy and.
It is nice. It is nice to go there.
Lettuce and stuff.
Then in New Zealand, they've got what you call
the little big
markets, and the one at the Mount is actually really big.
It is expanding and it's getting better. I got to say, it's getting better. In the past, it just was this few rows of nothing really.
Yeah, but don't expect too much if you see there's a market going on. It's like a plattelandse dorpiemark.
A flatland town.
It's nice. It's really nice, and the food is always good. The truck food is always really good.
But one thing about truck food, I'm not taking truck food guys down now. They charge you the same as restaurants.
Expensive.
It's really expensive. It's not a bargain. So I always think twice before buying food from a truck, especially when I see the prices. I'm just thinking, geez, I can go and sit in a good restaurant and have the same food there with a beer.
They've got, when we still lived in Papamoa, they have got the Thursday
dinner on
domain. So that is like a food market kind of thing, and they've got live music, and you can go with your picnic blanket, sit down, have something to drink, something to eat. And we went there many times and then walk around the food stalls, and it's just so expensive. So we'll stay a little while, have something to drink, listen to the music, and then pop into one of the local restaurants and eat there.
And eat cheaper than the restaurant. Sadly. We try to what is understand?
Support.
Support.
You want to support them, but it is really expensive. And if you've got a family and you want to buy every one of them a hamburger or whatever, it runs up quickly.
Really So Vanita's just saying everything is expensive now. Sadly, that's one of the realities of life these days. Tauranga has the closest deep water harbour for large industries in the North Island. That coming from Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, and if we can just expand that harbour can really pop out and grow. So let's hope the people who's in control know what they're doing.
But if someone would ask me what it is like to live in Tauranga, we are really happy here. And I struggle to see myself living anywhere else. I still like Napier, but I think I've got my roots is kind of now settled in Tauranga. There's many Afrikaans churches. I don't know, there's about 3, I think.
Yeah.
If you want to go to an Afrikaans church, there are heaps of wonderful English churches.
And tons of them. Let me quite frank, it's tons of them.
Like I said, plenty of schools. You don't need to worry about the schools.
And even for older people, there's old age homes everywhere.
Yes.
Goodness me. They're popping those up like crazy. So,
So, and everything I know and everything I like is here. There's lots to do, plenty of restaurants, plenty of places to see.
And even if you don't, you're not the ocean type of person, you're a few minutes away from places like what's this waterfalls up here, the nature parks down here. What is that specific nature park going on the Hamilton Road, just before the Kaimais, on the left-hand side where the big waterfall are? Oh, look at this. Okay, so there's.
We go there all the time now. Okay.
No,
it will come to me now. Come on, Brian, help us.
It'll come to once we've left here. So McLaren Falls. If you are a nature person more than an ocean person, that's around the corner. You can go anywhere. There's heaps and heaps of walking tracks. So there's nothing really that I can say that is so bad about Tauranga that you should not come here.
No.
I'm not taking any other small town down. And if you are seeded into any other small town in New Zealand or town or city or wherever, go there. If you're happy there, please, you got to be happy where you are.
We
This
just
is
thought
important.
we'd share a little bit of what it
Yeah.
is like in Tauranga. And it's not small. Tauranga is big.
Yeah, it's really big.
Some people say that it's already too big for them. They don't want to be here.
And we know people that have moved away from Tauranga because of the size these
It is
days.
big. It is getting bigger.
But yeah, the nice thing is you can basically get everything you want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually weird that has become a way to say I'll stay in the town because I can get everything I want to here.
Otherwise, it's really difficult.
Yeah.
If you, I think when you get older and you don't need a lot of the stuff that, I think it depends on what you do, what you do with your life. Yeah. Wellington?
No, Wellington. Just read that from.
Oh, Helen is giving us a little bit of history. In Maori legend, Tauranga Moana is a resting place. According to some legend, tribes came to Tauranga to rest, so they had something going there.
So resting place probably is even the Maoris were coming here for holidays.
Although it's a busy town, it is so peaceful.
Yeah.
The one thing that my mom said when she was here, she says when you look around, you see a lot of people, but it's quiet. It's not, you don't hear a lot of people.
Yeah.
It is quiet, and it's really
nice.
peaceful.
Nice.
I love it.
I don't
You go to the mall, the shopping center or whatever. Some days there'll be 3 or 4 people walking past you. It is. I don't actually know how those places survive.
I had to meet a client yesterday in the shopping center in Bayfair.
Yes.
And it was really very quiet. But if you look closer, there was people in every shop. It wasn't like crowded like a rugby game or something like that.
I've never seen the malls as busy as it is in South Africa.
No, never. But remember, in South Africa, you couldn't just pop down to the beach. You couldn't just pop down into nature. You had to go somewhere where, well, that's how I felt in South Africa. You had to go somewhere where you had an extra layer of protection around you, which was the malls. But people went to the malls.
And then another thing, a lot of shops are not in the malls.
Yep.
They are just
I was just thinking now, if we wanted
shops.
to go and eat in South Africa, we'd go to the Wimpy, which is in the mall.
Yes.
But if we go and eat breakfast in the morning, we don't go near a mall.
Yes.
I mean, coming to the mall yesterday was probably the first time in about 3 months that I've been to that mall specifically. And that's the biggest one.
I really go there.
Yeah. I sometimes go to Tauranga Mall because the bank is down there.
Yeah.
And if I need to buy electronic stuff, it's also down there.
Yeah. I don't know if it's age or whatever, but I prefer to go to the smaller
Well, it's just nicer. It's just nicer,
yeah.
Now, the problem with Tauranga is, and that is a bit of a one I don't like. Is everywhere you gotta pay for parking these days.
In town.
In town, yeah. That I think they're busy closing down for that reason. Because if I just have to go to a small place where I'm going to be 5 minutes, I'm not going to pay for parking. Because sometimes you got to walk right over the street, especially if it's raining. The parking meter's on the other bloody side. So I don't pay for parking. I have received one parking infringement, if that is the right word, parking fine.
You should obey the law, Jan.
No, but I mean, for 5 minutes, you stop. You know what you're going to buy. I'm one of those guys. I know if I walk into the shop, I go straight to that specific one guy because I know who works in some of these shops. I'm going to ask him this. He's going to give me this. I'm going to pay. I'm going to walk out. I don't go and wander through this shop and try like you do. Jesus. A bad shopper.
But I must say, I also avoid going to the city centre. I really go
because
there.
You struggle to get parking.
You struggle to get parking. And it's a pity because there are some really nice shops there and very good beauticians and everything. But I struggle to get parking, so I don't want to go there. I really go there.
And I often go to PB Tech. This is the local guys that sells computer stuff and so because we run on computers and we need ink and we need this and that, and I know exactly what I want. Sometimes I've even pre-ordered it, so it's waiting for me at the till. And I mean, once you go there, now you got to pay another $3. Just okay. That's my big hate about Tauranga, that and the cones. So, but for the rest of that, it's good. Even guys fishing, Papamoa Beach is delivering really good fish these days. There's if you've got a boat, you can go out to great places like Meyer, Motiti, Kariwa, 3 Mile Reef, 5 Mile Reef, all these places.
And weather-wise, Tauranga's got beautiful weather most of the time through the year. It's never that cold. This winter, I think since we arrived in Tauranga, I've never worn my warm jackets.
No,
I take them if we go to the snow, and then I wear them there.
I actually bought thermal underwear in 2016 to come to New Zealand. I bought thermal underwear, I promise you. A top and the long pants and everything. Came to New Zealand. We did the whole New Zealand trip. I never wore it. Came back to South Africa. By accident, put it into my baggage one night when we were on a game farm.
And you had to
I had to wear it. Jeez, it was the loveliest stuff. Never worn it again. It's still lying somewhere.
Tauranga's got really nice weather. The summers are hot, but not like you want to melt.
This was a dry year, to be quite frank. This year has been very, very dry. We haven't had a lot of rain, but I mean, the previous winter, we had so much rain. It probably equals itself out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
the weather in Tauranga is beautiful. Then you go down 200 kilometers south, and it's really cold. In winter.
Even if you reach Taupo, Taupo's just on the other side. That's cold.
Yeah, so I think that's probably one of the other reasons that I really like Tauranga. I like to wear like 3/4 sleeve stuff, and I can do that winter and summer. Yeah.
So Vanita just saying Tauranga is better weather than Auckland. That's definitely like that. The one thing I don't like is when I speak to clients in Auckland and they tell me, "Oh, it's raining there," and I know, geez, that will probably in about 3 or 4 hours blow over to Tauranga, and we'll have your weather.
What I didn't like about Auckland, and this is just me, we were there for 9 days when we came to New Zealand, because he had to go on a course and all that stuff before we came to Tauranga, and it's very humid, or it's much more humid than it is in Tauranga.
It's way more humid,
Yeah. So my hair didn't like it. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with my hair? But Tauranga's weather is not like that. So I don't have that problem. Yeah.
So, but it can become humid as well, but it's not always humid. So, yeah. All right, that was us about.
Sure, yeah. If you live in a very interesting town that you would like to share a little bit of what it's like,
come on and let's chat about that.
Please let us know, and maybe we can have my hair goes poof. Yeah, I always say my hare gaan mince. My hare mince in Auckland.
My graphic designer said I should actually tell people we're running a giveaway for Father's Day. You have to go and like our JV Financial Services page. There's something on there that
you also have to enter. There is a link that you actually have to enter. It's not just for like and share. You have to enter.
So, and we're giving. When is Father's Day? Sunday.
Sunday.
So on Sunday we'll be having a draw for a hamper that we bought, and that'll go to one or another lucky father out there. All right. So if you love your daddy, hey. Who's your daddy? What's Ben? Who's your daddy? All right. If you love your daddy, enter the competition for him. All right, guys, girls. That's us. Let's be out of here. Okay.
Enjoy your day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.